One of the things that has been said about Trump's 2024 campaign is that he's going to pick a female running mate. And the names that keep being tossed around primarily are Nikki Haley, in no particular order. Nikki Haley, Kari Lake, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Kristi Noem. Of those, I genuinely have no idea which is the most likely. One of the craziest is Kari Lake. And Kari Lake does seem very desperate to be Donald Trump's vice presidential running mate. And so she is wasting no time. Remember that tonight, Ron DeSantis is going to be announcing his candidacy against Trump in the Republican primary. Kari Lake getting a jump on the character assassination, appearing last night on Newsmax and saying, if DeSantis can't even beat Disney, how is he going to beat Donald Trump? Certainly seems to be auditioning for vice president. Let's take a listen.
But we can't do it half-assed. When you pick a fight with Disney, you need to play to win. And so far, Governor DeSantis has been outworked and outmaneuvered by Disney. As far as I know, Reedy Creek still exists. They're still hosting trans events at their park.
What is a trans event exactly?
This indoctrination is continuing, and they're actually rubbing it in the faces of American families. You know, if you can't beat Donald Duck, how are you going to beat Donald Trump?
Whoa, that's pretty slick as far as a line goes.
I think that's the question we have to ask when it comes to Governor DeSantis. And I think he should stay in Florida and continue fighting for the people there and try to finish that fight. I'd rather see President Trump, who's a deal maker, who can make things happen, take on woke corporations. And I know for a fact he gets results.
There you go. So Kari Lake coming out and saying, I wonder how long it took her to come up with that. If DeSantis, if DeSantis can't beat Donald Duck, how is he going to beat Donald Trump? And she seems visibly proud of that one. So Kari Lake auditioning for VP. And I actually think you're going to see an interesting dynamic where even the people that support Trump, many of them, they're not going to be willing to do the character assassination of Ron DeSantis because big picture, they actually like him. This idea that you would love Trump but hate DeSantis, they're sort of two sides of the same coin. So a lot of this character assassination of one in favor of the other is quite contrived. The reality is that on issues and positions and culture war and the whole thing, to the extent that they take positions on issues, most people who like one of these clowns would like the other. That's the reality. And so when you see someone like Kari Lake draw these seemingly insurmountable, obvious, glaring distinctions between Trump and DeSantis, they're quite contrived and they're usually for politically opportunistic reasons. Bonus clip from Kari Lake. She also said during the same appearance, other people are crazy and not living in reality, which is quite rich for Kari Lake to say, who keeps insisting any day she's going to be made governor of Arizona.
The media has lost their collective mind, have they not?
Yeah. They're living on planet crazy, and I don't frankly want to be on that same planet with them because they...
Well, you'd better find a flight out, Kari, because you've been on the planet you're one of the earliest settlers of that planet.
Lost their minds. You know, they'll say anything. It shows you how desperate they are. They're just completely desperate right now.
Yeah. She seems to be describing herself and her supporters. She has no ability to analyze her own situation.
The media has lost their collective mind, have they not?
Yeah. They're living on planet crazy, and I don't frankly want to be on that same planet with them because they've lost their minds. You know, they'll say anything. It shows you how desperate they are. They're just...
All right. So Kari Lake is likely to be one of the... Is it impolite to say an attack dog? Because Trump always talks about they treated him like a dog. She is likely going to be one of the big attackers of Ron DeSantis. This is going to continue, and it will be very interesting to see the aftermath tonight. In the meantime, Trump immediately jumping to attacking Ron DeSantis.